My speech does include some background to this post and the events thereafter, so I hope I will not be silenced during the middle of my speech. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, over the last 6 years, the Chief Executive and legislative Democrats have done as they pleased, ignoring the will of the Maine people.
The member will defer. The chair will recognize the representative from Portland, Representative Moonen, and inquire to his point of order.
The remarks thus far bear no resemblance whatsoever to the words in this order, Mr. Speaker.
The chair will remind the member to keep the comments to the order at hand. The chair understands that the member does not intend to submit an apology to the body.
That is correct.
The member will be in violation of House Rule 401, Part 11. The chair understands that the member does not intend to submit an apology to the body.
So when a male won the pole vaulting championship here in Maine, it just seemed the absolute right thing to do, to say, hey, this is what's going on in Maine. I didn't even say in that post it's not right. Ironically, I just laid the facts out there, and we've seen what happened since. The fact is, it is absolutely not fair for biological males to be participating in girls' sports and to be taking our girls' place on the podium is absolutely unacceptable, any way you slice it. And so I told Speaker Fecteau the night that I was censured, we had a meeting prior to that censure, prior to when I stood in front of him in the House chamber. And I ended the meeting telling him, Speaker, you're going to go down in history as the man who silenced a woman for speaking up for girls.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have started to see states who refuse to go along with Trump's executive order being held accountable. And the first state that we're seeing that in real time is Maine. The US Department of Health and Human Services Office for Civil Rights announced on Monday that the Maine Department of Education, the Maine Principals Association, and Greely High School are all in violation of Title IX. So the Trump administration expanded its Title IX investigation into Maine just last week, and it cited that the state had violated Title IX by allowing boys to participate in girls' sports, stating biological males are not allowed to compete in women's sports in educational and athletic institutions. The Maine Principals Association, which is the governing body of high school athletics in the state, were both added to the list of Maine institutions HHS was investigating. The OCR also announced last month it was investigating the Maine Department of Education based on information that Maine intends to defy Trump's executive order. And we all saw the showdown that Trump himself had with the state governor of Maine, Janet Mills.
2 weeks ago, I signed an executive order banning men from playing in women's sports. Many Democrats are fighting me on that. I hope you continue, because you'll never win another race. And it's just crazy. The NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it, because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply, because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state. Good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
So there was an investigation from the OCR, and they found that 3 entities are obliged to comply with Title IX and violated Title IX. So Anthony Archibald, acting director of the OCR at HHS, said in a press release, the Maine Department of Education may not shirk its obligations under federal law by ceding control of its extracurricular activities, programs, and services to the Maine Principals Association. We hope the Maine Department of Education, the Maine Principals Association, and Greely High School will work with us to come to an agreement that restores fairness in women's sports.
We've just learned that the AG's office is reviewing the proposed agreement, and this investigation looked at whether or not the state of Maine engaged in discrimination on the basis of sex. Now, the Office for Civil Rights says the Maine Department of Education cannot avoid their obligations under federal law by deferring control of activities to the Maine Principals Association. They also say they hope the three entities work to come to an agreement that restores fairness in women's sports. Now, the Office of Civil Rights says their action is a part of a larger initiative to defend women and children. And this all comes after an executive order from President Donald Trump that seeks to keep transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. Now, Scott, as you mentioned, I heard from the superintendent of Greely High. He confirms that they are being asked to sign a voluntary resolution agreement. The three groups cited now have 10 days to resolve the matter, and if not, they risk referral to the U.S. Department of Justice for further action.
So Representative Laurel Libby has also filed a lawsuit after she was censured in the Maine House of Representatives.
You have big news. You have just dropped a really bombshell lawsuit in a federal court. Tell me about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't believe that the Speaker of the House has the constitutional authority to strip my voice and my vote, more particularly the voice and the vote of my constituents that elected me to represent them. By censuring me and inserting this punishment that says I can't speak or vote, my constituents don't have any representation in the State House. Taxation without representation for sure. And so I think it's incumbent upon me. I won't apologize for speaking the truth, but I think it is incumbent upon me to do everything that I can to get their voice and vote back. And so we have sued in federal court. And we're looking to resolve this through the courts, since it seems that the speaker has no intention of being reasonable. And really, when it comes down to the math, in order to actually eject me from the House, they have to have a 2/3 vote, according to our Maine Constitution. And they don't have that, which is why they've had to do this end run around the Constitution and have a majority vote to censure me instead. And so we'll see where this goes in the courts.
Libby's lawsuit against House Speaker Ryan Fetchu over him invoking a rule barring Libby from speaking and voting in the chamber is unprecedented in Maine and potentially in any state, various legal experts and free speech advocates say. So, I mean, this is huge. People are fighting back. People are holding these states accountable for what they have done to women, for what they have done to girls, and women who have spoken out in their defense, who have spoken out in defense of women's sports. A representative who was elected by the people is supposed to represent the people, and that's all Laurel Libby was doing, representing the fact that most people are against boys participating in girls' sports. Even in Maine, I believe. We know this is an 80-20 issue, regardless of how people vote. This is simply a common sense issue and an issue of right from wrong. It's very simple. So let's see what happens over the next 10 days. Will Maine comply, or will they continue to be in violation? We shall see. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.